Hello friends, welcome back. Season 12, War 9. After our loss last week, put us back into Tier 3. We're at 23rd in Platinum 2, needing a win and more to move back up to Tier 2 and maintain our hold on Platinum 2. Today we're taking on Law Copyright, which is an alliance we actually faced 2 seasons ago in our final war, so a little bit of a rematch. We're going with Void and Namor, and Quake will be joining us for a fight today. Let's get right into it. Alright, so first up we have a Thing on long-distance relationship and tyranny. So Thing will be getting no power on this node, which means that his rock stacks will more or less be permanent. And this is what necessitated bringing in Quake. So Quake, with her concussion, will reduce 100% ability accuracy. So it does a really good job of mostly preventing the long-distance relationship node from triggering. And even when I hit him with some heavies, it won't necessarily give him rock stacks. So it has been a while since I have Quaked. I used to use her exclusively back when she was like my best and only 5-star. So I'm playing it safe here. Since Thing is stunnable, I'm just going to do the Quake and Bake with the parries rather than try and just shake it. I don't need Quake for any other fight on my path, so all she needs to do is survive here and win, and that will be enough. You can see that Quake is not gaining any power either. One good thing about this node being Tyranny is that I'm not giving him any power when I'm heavy attacking and creating distance. And creating distance is just so I can, if I get any of those weakness debuffs on me, I can spend a second or two and maybe shed them off. So we haven't gotten, there's one now. No, the fight is almost over. So they will only proc when you aren't charging your heavy, it looks like. So that went pretty well, not bad for a 455 Quake. And we're moving on. All right, next up we have a Killmonger on Special Lock 1, Long Distance Relationship. The buffet node is down, but I'm going to go in with Namor anyways, as this is a pretty high-powered Killmonger. So I'm going to try and just return that reverb damage to him. So this fight could go a lot better. Right there, I screw up and I mess the timing up on his special 2. Luckily, the node has 2 forms of willpower healing, so what I'm going to do here is basically hold my special 1 until I am at or near full health, just to kind of reset myself, and hopefully I won't be paying for that mistake later. The downside, of course, is that I'm losing a bit of damage from the SP1. Of course, on the other hand, the SP1 has a bunch of chances to bleed, which I have to be very careful with Killmonger, because if you put a debuff on him, it gets him extra power. So you have to make sure that you are well out of the range of his SP3 if you're going to do that. So there we go. Imperious Rex triggered. It got around the special lock node because we were already below a bar of power. And then I nailed him with an SP2. This Killmonger is he's pretty tough though. So we're almost halfway through the fight, and he is just above 50% health here. This is a decent placement. I think Void, if I had asked my alliance mate to leave the buffet node up, I think Void probably would have been the better choice here, even though he would have had class disadvantage and would have taken some reverb damage. The fight would have been over far quicker. As it is, though, I just needed, I needed the most damage possible. Right there, I make another mistake. I accidentally hit into him when he was unstoppable. Luckily, he only punished me with 1 hit and then backed off for some reason. So the weakness debuffs on me are becoming a problem as well, because they are severely hampering Namor's attack. So less than a minute left. Need to start playing a little bit more aggressive here. He's got a special 2, so now I need to remove the indestructible charges. Then I can lay into him with a special 2, and that ends up killing him. And we finish with a yellow bar. So mistakes erased, and could have been a better fight for sure, but we'll take it. Alright, no mini-boss action in the middle here, so we're up on Tier 2, and I actually remembered to record this fight. This is a Sabretooth on Recovery Vigor, Indomitable, so no healing from his natural abilities, All the healing will be from the Vigor node. I fight Sabretooth every day in AQ. The key here is that he is more likely to throw his special 1 the further away from you he is. And it also makes it much easier to predict and dodge the first when he lands and strikes you. So normally when I push him over a bar of power, I will try and back off, and it's almost like guaranteed. If you back off far away enough, he is going to immediately leap at you. So you're seeing it happen here. It's much harder to time the dodges, I find, when you have him close to you, because the leap isn't as far or as long of an animation, I think. So we're just going to basically be cycling the L1. I'm not going to try and do any kind of tricky intercepts here. Just playing it safe because I need Void for the next 2 fights at least going into this fight. That's what I was thinking. Pop the S2 there just for some extra degen. I knew he was going to throw his S1 immediately after and trigger the power sting. So there we go. Another good fight, I think. All right, next up we have a Domino, and this is one of the most insane Domino fights I think I have ever had in War. My struggles, I guess, with Domino have been pretty well documented in these videos. I think this season, up to this point, I've died 5 times, and 3 of those 5 have been to Domino. So she's definitely a thorn in my side. So you see I'm going to boost up and do the advanced power just to get some degen on her right away. Our opponents this war were running dodge, so I have to be extra careful that she has a chance to trigger evade even when she is not lucky. My first debuff was the agility debuff, so I am decreasing some of the chances of the evasion. And it's definitely not as bad as it was, well, what was that, 2 wars ago now, where she evaded like 25% of my attacks. Just crazy. So already have a problem here where I am getting backed up too far to the left. She evades my special 1, so I don't get that debuff. Evades a medium attack right into a combo. So now she's close to an SP3 and I am backed into the corner. And all I can do here is just sit, take block damage, dodge heavies until she decides to throw her SP2. And I'm thinking, obviously one mistake and she's going to get her special 3 and I'm dead. So I really have absolutely nothing that I can do here. I can't throw my special 1 because it'll probably push her to 3 bars. So I'm sitting here for more or less 30 seconds just dodging heavies. If she backs up, I can let myself walk forward and create some space, but otherwise, you can see this is... So finally, she decides to throw her SP2. Naturally, she evades my counterattack medium and blocks my special 1. So I am down, on the ropes here, 18% health, and I'm, still taking a ton of critical failure degen, and I'm just waiting for the evade that KOs me, because I feel like I at this point I know it's coming. So I'm just trying to maybe slow play the fight. You see, Fear of the Void failed, so all of my debuffs were removed. So everything that has gone wrong in this fight has gone wrong. And then to top it all off, I triggered Buffet, so I healed her up over halfway. So we've got less than a minute left. Petrify is up. Agility debuff is up. We're playing super aggressive here. She throws the SP2. I almost took it to the face. Ended up blocking it. We've got her heal blocked. Degen is up. Maximum. 4 debuffs up. And I have to hit into her when she's lucky, because otherwise I'm just going to time out. So under 30 seconds left. And now the fight looks, what once looked to be a pretty dire situation actually turns in my favor here, and Domino goes down. Somehow I survived that fight with 5% health remaining. Just insanity. Like I said, one of the craziest Domino fights I've ever had. Also, I hate Domino. Alright, so since I'm still boosted, it's going to be a painful amount of potions to heal up Void for this Emma Frost. I go in with 6, and then I think I pop a combat regen boost because I have a bunch of them. in my inventory, and they come more or less for free with loyalty. So I can see I'm still boosted. There's the regen boost. All right, so Emma again is a small champion, so she will be evading, and she's also in diamond form, immune to 1 of 3 of Void's debuff types. So getting Fear the Void up on Emma is difficult unless you manage to keep her in her telepath mode. The only other thing about Emma, I never push her to special 2. When I'm trying to bait her special 1, I think I mentioned this in a previous video, you want to watch for the text, because the text shows up immediately as she starts her animation, but the first hit of the animation doesn't happen until like a split second later. So if you back up and immediately dash forward when you see the inverted controls text, then you're setting yourself up to successfully evade the entire special 1. So we actually, I think we put an R Emma on this node as well, and sometimes it's hit or miss, as with all defenders. Sometimes she'll get a few kills, other times somebody will plow through her, just like Void is right now. So this node has buffet, but it's no Indomitable, so you can see when we're dexing her, she is taking a significant chunk of damage. And as long as she doesn't kill me with an evade counter, then we're pretty much set here. So a much better and faster fight than that Domino for sure. Alrighty, up to Boss Island now. We've got a debuff immune thing. So our victory was pretty much locked in at this point. Our opponents were stuck on one of our defenders, and a guy had itemed out. And they had also missed a path, so 2 nodes were free. So we basically just had to finish. And as a result, I wasn't really concerned with dying on this fight. So I wasn't going to boost up heavily. See, I put in a health boost there because I knew I'd be taking a bunch of blocked hits. And then a special boost. So this thing isn't duped, so there's no protection on him. So as is the strategy with Thing always, you want to push him to 15 rock stacks and then bait out a special attack to remove them. Doing this with Namor is a little trickier because he has a chance to proc bleed on his medium attack. So when that happens, it removes the rock stacks, and then sometimes I can be left in a spot where he's going to throw a special with fewer than 15. So I make a mistake here, so he's actually at 15 rock stacks when I threw my special 3. So he is going to be unstoppable as soon as I come out of this animation, and preventing me from launching my SP2 for some mega damage here. So that was pretty poor on my part. And now I'm well past the SP2, so I have to lay in with an SP1. He goes unstoppable again, another really bad mistake on my part. So now I'm feeling the pressure of the left side wall there. So now he's at over 15 stacks, hitting into his block to create some space. He throws the SP1, clearing those stacks for us. And you notice he's got 58 Furies up now, so it's if he hits us, it's going to be painful. Alright, still just trying to keep one eye up on the top right corner to manage the stacks, being extra careful with the medium attacks. If I wanted to further mitigate the chance of removing them, I could do like a medium and then 4 lights. But that honestly just occurred to me right now as I'm talking and not during that fight, so I'll have to remember that for next time. Alright, so we're doing a decent job of clearing the stacks here. I'm trying to get the double Fury up so that we can maybe nail him with 1 SP2 and kill him. He doesn't have the protection, so that'll be okay, but he also has crit resistance on this node, so we got one Fury up there, and then Imperious Rex has triggered, so we got our second SP3 up, and our second Fury. So normally I will wait coming out of this for my opponent to dash at me, and then I'll intercept them with the SP2. But Thing kind of walks in and then dashes back. So I hit my SP2, thinking that he's going to dash in, and he just exits out of that and dashes back, and I completely whiff on it. So that probably would have killed him, but instead we're going to time out here because of some shenanigans from the from Thing. So that sucks, but again, our victory was pretty much guaranteed at this point, so I wasn't really too upset about it. So we're not even going to heal up Namor. Not worth it. I had people behind me that could have cleaned up this fight if I went in and actually died with Namor. So just going to go in and try and do the last 14% of damage on our own. And, same strategy as before, although we have very little room for mistakes here since we are already so low on health. Keeping his rock stacks. The bleeds seem to be proccing a little bit more, so he hasn't hit 15 yet. And just going to go 14, 15, and 12, back to 12. Yeah, unless you have a champ who consistently bleeds, like Gwenpool or Blade, playing with a champion that has, sometimes bleeds and not even guaranteed, I think makes Thing a much trickier fight. So, all right, we're going to fire off this SP3, and hopefully that will kill him. Send those eels over, and there he goes. So one timeout. So essentially, if the timer had been 4 minutes, we would have probably beaten that fight. Or if he wouldn't have dexed out of my SP2, that would have been great too. All right, so last but not least, we're going to try and clean up this Domino, who has 13% health left. My Void is pretty much at full health. This is much more of a Domino fight like I'm used to. She's going to evade one of my mediums and nail me with a 5-hit combo. And then I'm going to try and recover and basically extend the fight as long as possible in order for the degen to come up. And then she ends up parrying me on when I'm trying to do a reverse intercept. She parries me, pauses for a second, and then just guns me in the face to kill me. So, little spoiler alert, but yeah. So the little pause before she kills me is pretty amusing. It's like she's just like, what are you doing? There we go. There, yeah. So she definitely whispered X-Force before that last jab, probably. So that is a legit death, not a timeout. But as I said, we knew kind of going into Boss Island that we were going to win, and when we did, this win moved us back up into Tier 2. So we're kind of back in control of our own destiny with 3 wars left this season. I think we need to realistically win 2 of them. 2 out of the 3 to guarantee us a spot in Platinum 2, which will be nice. We've never been in Platinum 2 before. We've worked for, how long have I been here? 6 or 7 seasons maybe. We've been kind of working and building up to this. So 3 wars left, and then a much-deserved break. Just the end of the war season is just so taxing, and I'm ready to be done with it again and take a rest. So if you like these videos and you are brand new, please consider liking and subscribing. I hate pandering, but the algorithm is what it is, and I recently crossed over 100 subscribers, and that's pretty cool for a small fry like me. So yeah, that's about it for me, and we'll see you next time.